So everything I say here today is part of a live action role playing game, and any similarities to reality are merely a coincidence. It's just a theoretical game that I've concocted. There was one character in the game today, and he was saluting everybody with the Hail Hitler sign, which is the fucking. Right? And surprisingly, I was surprised. It was a huge trigger for people. I'm just about to play some Call of Duty because I don't even know what to say. I got to speak in code all the time. I can't even speak truth. I just got to. The point is that. So I was called on it a couple times, and both times I explained myself, saying that no, it's just. I'm sure it was just sarcasm on this character's part. Um, I'm sure he's just being sarcastic and means the opposite. And the guy's like, fuck you then. I'm like, oh, really? You didn't like that explanation? And so I asked him, well, why'd you really stop, anyways? Because you like me, or why'd, you know? And his girlfriend smiled and he rolled forward so she couldn't see me anymore. And then he chirped me some more and fucking took off. Like, congratulations. You know, the part that pissed him off in the end after he pulled forward was I said, I ain't getting the fucking vax, bro. And I told him, I said, chances are you're going to die before me. Oh, he was so fucking mad. Probably dialed up, little bitch. Dial up. Tell him I said that I believe that you're probably going to die before me. I still fucking believe that right now. I'm still saying it, so I must believe it. People are so fucking sensitive. Like, they're like, can you say that? They don't know. Are you allowed to say that or not? You gotta ask if you're allowed to fucking say something. You're a fucking coward if you gotta ask whether you're. If you gotta ask permission on whether or not to speak the truth, you're a fucking coward. You have to ask permission to do what's right. You're a fucking coward. I was actually in a good mood. I was smiling. I think it's fucking hilarious because it really does get under people's skin. And then so what happens is some people drive by and they totally get the joke, and they're like right in on the joke, and they're like, yeah, it's kind of like a nod. It's like a mournful fucking nod or whatever. Sometimes someone smile or whatever. But then you get these other guys, and they are just wired for sound, usually young, and they want a piece of me because I refuse to take the experiment. That's basically the only reason. I haven't done anything else except for eat oranges sloppily in the street. If eating oranges and carrying a hockey stick is a fucking crime, then book me, Dano. What's more Canadian than beer and hockey? Fuck you. So anyway, yeah, the weird thing is the most triggering part of the whole thing was when I told him I am not getting the vax. Like, no. I told him no. This 22-year-old kid and his 24-year-old girlfriend. No, I'm not getting the vax. And you will probably die before me. There, I've said it 3 times and I told him once. You think it's a crime? Whatever, I gotta stop saying it, but your beliefs are not a crime except for under certain situations, and democracy does not allow for that. So wherever you exist, where your beliefs are a crime, you know, it's not a democracy. And democracy is a crock of shit anyways. Unless I can look up every one of y'all's fucking people's votes and who you voted for, there will never be accountability until we can all see each other's votes. If I could see everyone in my town who they voted for, right, and they can see who I voted for, then it's a fair deal because we can check each other's work. We could go to work and say work at Panalam and be like, oh, you guys voted for Trudeau again, eh? No, the other guy. Okay, so everybody in here voted for the other guy. How come when I go on the internet, it says that all 40 of us fucking voted for Trudeau? Right, you see? So if we do it my way, right, everybody knows who everybody voted for, and anybody that commits a crime based on someone's opinion or their choice to vote, that should be treated like a fucking hate crime or whatever, because you want people to have the freedom to choose and not be discriminated against. So yeah, any type of crime, like if you punch someone out because they voted for Trudeau, then, well, no, you should be more than assault. You should get assault +1, whatever. There's a little incentive not to fucking discriminate against people for having fucking their own ideas. But democracy does not exist if we can't count the votes ourselves. You could leave it up to a computer. You could leave it up to fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry in the fucking ballot box there to fucking do it. But I don't trust those guys any more than I do the AI that counts them. And you guys are some next level fucking LSD if you think that democracy is a thing. Okay? It's a thing. It's a tool to fucking control you. But other than that, yeah, I get this fucking joining me, do some Call of Duty mobile. I only play a game or two before it fucking hurts my head. Man, I've had undercover cops harassing me for the last 2 years. Just because I'm mouthing off about COVID. Not even undercovers. These guys are off duty in their fucking civilian vehicles, stalking me. This one time, Cheryl was in a civilian vehicle, fucking parked up, and I fucking walked up on her and I glared in the windshield, and then I fucking glared in the passenger window at her, and she started reaching for her fucking seatbelt. I put my earbuds in. I kept walking. I was laughing so hard. You gonna fucking shoot me or take your fucking seatbelt off? You trying to shoot me or take your fucking seatbelt off? I can't tell. Well, the point is, don't fucking follow me around in a civilian vehicle because I can feel eyes on me and it's fucking annoying because I feel like I'm being threatened. So if I feel threatening eyes on me, you know, great for training, but I mean, other than that, this isn't a fucking joke, man. A lot of people are gonna get hurt. how many people get hurt around here is going to be a direct relation to how you big boys fucking decide to accommodate the government. And yeah, no, I didn't gap out. I'm just trying to think of a way to say it without saying it. That I've been saying for over a year that the military was going to be here this summer coming. I even called it to the day. I said, no, they won't be here this year, next year. I'm starting to wonder now if they're coming. Because people like me, people like you, because whether you got the balls to fucking speak out or not, at least have the balls to stand in your own fucking soul and actually know yourself. And if you know yourself and you gotta go outside and pretend, I pretend lots of times to get by, but if you know inside your soul that it's bullshit, then you've already broken their spell. Okay? Even though you're a complying little collaborator, as long as you know in your soul that taking all your rights away is fucking wrong, as long as you admit that, then you are one of us, okay? Because your psyche, you've decided it's wrong. Now, you got to remember, every time you comply now, you are doing self-harm to yourself because you know the truth, and therefore you're a willing participant in the experiment. And I just want to say a shout out to all the lab rats out there. No hard feelings. You know, I am not actively aggressive towards you, but you have been shown to be strangely aggressive towards people who are, I don't know how to say it, against the experiment. I've seen I've seen a lot of people really upset with the position that me and Peggy have taken on this particular event 201, to the point of borderline violence. I mean, each of us that has been brave enough to stand on the sidewalk and make a point that we sense something is not right have all been attacked. Literally. Well, I've actually never been physically attacked because I usually have a hockey stick with me, and, you know, they usually just send cops because they got guns, and then I just basically, you know, what's a stick going to do versus a gun, right? No, never fight the police. You never win a fight with the police, okay? At least not that way. But we're gonna need a couple of guys in fucking blue to, like, I don't care if you got a bluff, but you get a bluff right to the end. You gotta fucking, you gotta do something. You gotta fucking, whatever, man. I'm trying to talk to you people like you're human beings. The only thing you understand is fucking violence. It's fine. They're not human. Their paycheck is dependent on whether or not they follow orders. They are not going to help us. However, that being said, I still expect a handful of people in blue to fucking stand the fuck up. Say the same shit that we're saying to the last bullet. I'm not getting it until I'm out of bullets. And those are the exact words that these guys in blue and these politicians, they need to, They're trying to make a two-tier society. I'm suggesting that we do it now, ahead of schedule. We fucking draw the line in the sand now. Right where they weren't expecting it. We draw the fucking line. We take 2 steps over it right away. Real quick. Okay? Now, by doing that, by drawing that line in the stand and taking 2 quick steps across it, you're going to find out that we've just walked right into the middle of the crowd, and now half that crowd is behind us and on our side, and the ones that are closer are starting to run. So, what I'm suggesting is that you all know what I'm suggesting. And it's that we all unite together, however that looks like for you, and fucking do something. Something small. I don't care. Pick up a mask with a stick and put it in the garbage. Make sure people see you do it. Anything. Okay? This has gotten really weird. I feel like a lot of people out there that have got the vaccination are mentally unstable, and they are not coping with the environment that they're in any better than the alleged, what are they calling them? Anti-vaxxers? Yeah. So these vaccinated people are wigging out, suiciding, and fucking everything else because their mental health is just as affected by these lockdowns, even though they're doing their best to comply. And no matter what they do, they're just not getting, they're not just getting their rights back like they want, I guess. So they're wigging out. And the people that are on the other side of the swimming pool have basically made their decision. They didn't draw their line in the sand. They drew it in fucking cement years ago, and it's still there, and it's not going anywhere. So that's the difference. And then you got everybody else, just a bunch of followers. There's nothing wrong with being a follower. You just got to be very precise about who you follow. You know, there's nothing wrong with influencing from next to the throne either. As long as it's all done in good faith, right? Okay? But this is about lining people's pockets. Everybody's getting their pockets lined. And if you're not getting your pockets lined, then it's a good indication that you're one of the sheep that's not really being looked after. But if you're getting your pockets lined by this whole fucking deal, and, you know, revenue's never been so good and shit like that, you gotta ask yourself, have you been bought off? You know, since birth, have you been bought off? I mean, since birth, you've had this obligation to rent an apartment when you're 18, right? I don't know what to do with you guys, man. I will say this. I'm stand out there, whether it's me, Jim, or Peggy, or whatever. It's a lot of sympathy. I wouldn't even call it support. Sympathy. So we don't need your sympathy. We need your support. Okay? And the difference between sympathy and support is that sympathy is a feeling that you get. Well, yeah, I sympathize. Support is when you actually get off your ass and you stick a crutch under someone else's arm, or you hold them up so that they can walk and be their crutch. That's support, okay? Waving, honking, whatever. That's nice. That's pleasantries. That's very uplifting. But it's still sympathy, which is just one step away from pity. Oh, what we should be doing is starting our own concentration camps. Of course, we're not going to call them concentration camps. I prefer the term farm, ranch. Actually, ranch. We're going to start our own ranch and farm, ranch farm. We're going to start our own ranch farm apothecary. But what I honestly think when I think of the fucking numbers, what we really need is like $2 million. And then there would be a huge interviewing process, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be the mortgage guy, the $2 million guy. Okay, obviously you don't want all that fucking complication, so you're going to have to donate it to fucking Joe's Charity. Joe's Charity is going to hand pick, what did I say, 2 million? Yeah. You're going to hand pick 5 people to set up the Ranch Apothecary Farm. Okay, and at that point, the mortgage will be held by so and so. We'll have to have somebody else, not Joe Charity, not the guy that sponsored the 2 million. But so we need another guy that owns the property, that's willing to take the investment on. And then they lease it to the person, one of the 5 that's running the spot. If anything goes wrong, then fucking the guy that owns the property, he still gets the property. You just kick him out like any other landlord, right? But at the end of the lease, if everything goes good, then each of the 5 farms on their own accord will pay for the land that they're on and transfer the ownership over to the fucking chosen one that happened to be the person that originated or started the project. But no, you could take your $2 million and buy an Audi and a fucking air conditioning system and call it a day, whatever. But it's starting to look every day more and more like that Audi and that fucking air conditioner system you just bought. You're not gonna be able to use it. You're gonna be too busy locked in your condo in Toronto, bud. But who knows? So remember, if you think everybody that's not on board with the experiment should be segregated and relocated to a position in society where they're no longer welcome to any type of social events. I was going to say any type of social interaction. I can't even keep a straight face because they don't want us talking to anybody, that's for sure. You don't have any fucking ideas. But yeah, so they want us I still can't say it with a straight face. So because we don't want to take place in the experiment, you're saying that we're no longer to eat at a restaurant? We're no longer to be accepted in society, everything up to and including closing your fucking bank account or firing you? Um, Nobody in my town. And yes, I'm calling it my town. I've been here for I've been here over a decade now. I've been here for a fucking decade. I can call it my town. I've been here, I put in the grind. I've been fucking through the ringer here a couple times. People in my town, our town, they don't buy it. They're not buying it. Most of them are not buying it. Go to Bracebridge, right? 30 kilometers away, total other ball game. I think they got the fucking guys with the Ghostbuster backpacks fucking spraying people to go into the Telus there in Bracebridge. No, I'm just kidding. I told you. It's just a live action role playing game. Anything similar to reality is just a coincidence. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to say is that I've noticed that the people that are not a part of the experiment are causing such a primal response from the people who are in the experiment, and there's this primal response, and it's like, I don't know if you've ever been in a fight with a girlfriend or something, but you just say that wrong word and you can tell there's like a switch that flips behind their eyes, and you know they've switched to less than lethal from fucking communication to less than lethal combat. And you can see that switch happen. And if you're lucky, you'll see it. Some people are just that far gone, you won't see it, but you'll see them from far away because they already look like the Reaper. But that's different. Different story. Some people, you won't show it. But so this trigger is like so, and the only thing that can make someone not mad that quick is when they're mad at themselves. That's the only time people automatically blame and attack so fast, is when they realize that they're the ones that fucked up. So don't take it personal, and anybody like me out there, don't go fucking breaking any noses or anything. Just redirect them, and everything will be fine. uh, and what I'm saying is, when these weak ass wimps try and attack you and shit, don't lay them out, because don't give them any excuse. I've said this from the beginning. I've been saying play it cool, because I didn't want them to have an excuse to bring fucking military in and start shooting us with fucking pepper spray and shit. By the time for playing it cool, it's over, man. Nobody did what they were supposed to do, and the time for playing it cool is over.